Hello there. I'm going to talk about a few guns that I've been messing around with. Start with this one. This is a gun that I found in my grandfather's shed that had collapsed after he passed away, and it was in a cardboard box, and parts of it was in a bag, all disassembled, pretty rusty. But it's made by ROHM, gmbh, sonthiem, brenz. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's chambered in 22 short. It was in pretty bad shape. They didn't have this little piece here, and no front sight, and like I said, it was totally disassembled. I guess somebody took it apart and couldn't put it back together. Probably my grandfather or my brother, my uncle. That's a common occurrence in my family. I'm sure y'all know people like that. If you're not like that yourself, I definitely had the issue before I was more knowledgeable about weapons. But I went ahead and polished it, sanded all the rust off, gave it a good polishing. It works pretty good now. I wouldn't. I did some research on it, and it's made in Germany, and I'm not sure if it's pre-World War I or right around that era. But some people, have some pretty bad reviews of it. Saying blowing back in your face and whatnot, falling apart. It seems like a pretty strong gun. I had to put a little washer in the back here to keep because the cylinder had too much play in it, and I think that's a lot of problem people probably have. But all in all, it's a good gun. I wouldn't shoot anything but a 22 short. You can fit a long in there with a little trimming of the bullet, but I wouldn't recommend it. Short, basically that, and long is just too much power for it. It's good for what it is, but there's no historic value, so I don't worry about sanding it, nothing like that. Just wanted to bring it back to operation, make it look a little better. The next gun is this Beretta 21A I got when I was way younger. Originally black finish. Had dropped it a whole bunch of times. It was pretty scraped up, and I had a lot of feeding issues with it too. It only would shoot, top of the line ammo, CCI, Stinger, or something like that, But went ahead and polished it up, sanded it, looked for a little change, took all the scratches out and everything, and took care of the feeding issue also. And you see in there the feed ramp. They're not perfect when they put these guns together. They test fire them, but they don't put extended use into it, so they don't know if they got the feed ramp perfect or not. But what I did was put a new angle on it and polish it up real good. No issues now, except for occasional failed bullet failure. But other than that, it works pretty good. And also installed. I also put this little muzzle brake, or whatever you want to call it. But I didn't necessarily mean it to be a muzzle brake. It's I wanted a threaded barrel, but the barrels cost just as much as the gun does if you want to purchase one. So I made one, pressed it in, and got this little cap, stainless steel, to fit, to make it look like a muzzle brake. Well, that's just basically to protect the threads. I like it. Good pocket gun, good toy gun to toy around with. Alright, next one is 1953 Czechoslovakian 52. Shoots the Tokarov round, 7.62 by 25. Powerful round. But this gun had some, aesthetic problems. Not really too much functional problems besides everything being worn out. But yeah, I didn't like the way it looked. They're not, I mean, appealing to some, but most people would say that it's ugly and don't feel good in their hands, which makes no sense to me when somebody says something doesn't feel good in their hands, especially talking about a weapon. If it fires and it shoots the bullet at what you're targeting, then yeah, it's working great. But put grips, a little whole rubber grip. It's a little better for my hand. Put finish, refinished it. New barrel and stuff, but something that a lot of people have complaints about that I kind of fixed a little bit on mine is the sights. And I put white paint, lacquer paint, and opened up the sight a little bit, so it's pretty good for me. But show you what else I did to this. Put new 16.5 wolf spring, new roller cam, new hardened roller bearings, and hardened firing pin. Also, every once in a while, feeding issues with this also. And there's a polished the feed ramp. Took care of that issue. A lot of problems with these is the magazines too. You know, you'll get feeding issues from the magazines. I took all my magazines apart and, you know, found the best one that I could out of the bunch I have, and you know, it had no problems, and I straightened and bent, and he treated all the other ones back to the same specs that one was, and that took care of that problem too. A little size comparison here. You know, this is a I think it's a 4.5 inch barrel. You know, this is probably a 2 1/4, 2 1/2, something like that. Not counting this little extension piece, which is close to the size of the diameter barrel, but not. It's a lot slightly larger. This is your common 40 caliber Cougar. It for size comparison, just a lot of people have guns like this one, but not many like this. Other ones, but that's, you know, it's a 3.5 inch barrel. Very small guns. But good pocket guns. If you walk in the woods or whatever, and you want something to tinker around with, shoot snakes and whatnot, it's perfect for that. This gun's a little, you know, it's perfect for a little pocket. Women, my wife loves to shoot this one. Better than this one. This one kicks her butt. And this one, you know, it's not very fun for her. She could if she had to, but it's not very fun. That's the size difference in bullets I use. I got some other weapons too that I'm not quite finished with. And when I do finish, I'll post video. Some rifle. That's 40, 7.62, 22 long, 22 short. Compared to like this, 7.62 by 54R. Big difference. A lot of people call this a handheld rifle, and so I don't understand. It's not really a handheld rifle. It's got a lot of power, yeah, but it has nothing, you know. Rifle, I can expect, you know, 300-400 yard shot if need be. I mean, I ain't gonna hit this like 100 yards, you know, 200 yards max maybe. But that's about it. Alright, well, thanks for watching.